Hi, I'm Bria Bryant, the Global CMO at Assembly, and I'm here at Possible with Alex Merutka, founder and CEO of Craftsman Plus. Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. So I have a few questions. I'm really excited to talk to you. Your company is so interesting to me. For those who might not be as familiar with your work, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about Craftsman Plus?
Yep, sure thing. So we're a creative software platform. Our main focus is around gamification. So how do we take ads and make them more fun and engaging? Mm-hmm. And we do that through a software platform to create engagement, again, through gamification.
Amazing. Okay, so you have built a really impressive career at the intersection of creativity, technology, and marketing. So what first drew you into this space, and how did that lead to founding this company?
Honestly, if we're gonna go back to like what first drew me in college, instead of just paying attention to some classes, I was like the mobile space just came out, like mobile apps, the app store just came out when I was going through school. So everyone started playing mobile games, and I was wondering how do these games, how are these games free? I used to grow up and you had to pay money for an N64 game or PlayStation. So the whole app ecosystem came out. I just got an iPhone and I started seeing free games out there and curious about how they monetize through ad revenue. I got lucky early on joining AppLovin as an early employee there and got to see the rise of all things in-app gaming, and then realized that, as brands wanted to reach more gaming audiences, it seemed like it was the right time to figure out a platform to make ads games and allow brands to reach gamers through that.
So gamifying the ad experience for users.
If you could demo an app before you download it, as like phone real estate becomes really challenging and people don't want to download every single thing they see now, if you could demo before you download and try it before you buy it, that was kind of the initial premise of the company.
Oh, I love that. I wish I could do that with every app that I have.
Yeah, it's like test driving. Like before you buy a car, you want to test drive it. So like we let you instantly test drive it before you actually click through.
Very cool. Okay, so as someone who's helped reshape how brands engage digitally, what's the biggest shift you've seen in audience expectations over the last few years?
Yeah, I think everyone wants customization and personalization. People want to make the choice of what they want to see, especially with data privacy policies. Apple kind of changed the landscape a lot with ATT and their new framework. So without that data being able to target someone specifically, knowing that, let's say I like basketball, you like soccer, just giving people the choice. Like maybe historically you like soccer more, but all of a sudden you're into basketball today and you want to learn more about basketball. So I think audiences and consumers are wanting more choice when they go through anything in life. And you're seeing that through all the personalization that's happening in retail and e-commerce. And we're just one of the platforms that's helping you have that personalization on the ad unit.
We've talked about this just a little bit in your journey to founding Craftsman. Creative technology is evolving rapidly, from AI-generated content to immersive brand experiences. Where do you believe the smartest brands are focusing right now? And where do you think the next big leap will come from?
We've just seen, and I'm not just saying this from a creative company, when I was at AppLovin, I saw like one sort of creative campaign, one ad unit change the whole trajectory of a campaign. And so what I see is people, a lot of times, you make a product, you launch an ad for it, and you try to sell it, whether it's a game or a physical product. But what we're seeing is some of the advertisers and app developers are actually using our platform and interactive ads to test what works before they build a product. So you can basically get like going from business to consumer, actually the opposite way, consumer to business. Get feedback on what people like. Run your ad campaigns before you build the product to test what's working, what messaging, what type of product, what color scheme, what art you're going to use. Test that before you actually launch the product, and then go back and say, okay, we've done our market research. We have all this analytics, what happens on the ad and what people are clicking through, and then let's go build products and services that match that demand.
All right, so you guys work closely with global platforms like Meta and Google and TikTok. How do you stay innovative while working with such powerful players within these ecosystems?
Yeah, honestly, it's challenging sometimes because we're restricted by what we can do with those big platforms. Some of the smaller platforms that we work with let us do a lot of creative things. So like allowing us to progressively load content, make third-party calls. There's a bunch of really fun things we can do outside of some of those walled gardens. But typically with them, as we're in those partnership programs, it's pretty collaborative. Usually we try to lead with exciting a brand, like a large brand that's spending a bunch of money across those channels, coming up with a really creative idea that we can go together to like a Meta and say, hey, look, we have XYZ brand, they're spending 100 million plus a year on Meta. We want to try this campaign. How can we get there? What does the roadmap look so we can integrate something with Meta or Google or TikTok that they'd be willing to try? So, it starts as a partnership, and then it leads to we go through with a larger advertiser to kind of lead the charge.
So as a founder and leader, what's been most important to you in building a company culture that's creative and agile and ensuring that you're able to do that while maintaining that operational excellence?
What I wanted to do the most was build a good company culture. I just wanted to work with people I liked. It wasn't so much about our company's kind of pivoted a few different times, so it wasn't always just about just a straight strategy. It was more about how do we just have good people that are motivated to do good work? And there's so many other tools and evolving technology that if you care about the space, you can learn pretty quick. But one of our key differentiators was right when we started, I remember, I think we made $20,000, $30,000 in profit, one of our first years. And I basically just asked the team, we're a small team of 8 at that time, I think 7 people, just said, hey, do you want me to bonus you guys out the money, or do you guys want to go to Colombia and spend a week there, and we'll just spend 30 grand in Colombia, which is actually pretty hard to do. Colombia's pretty cheap. So, they all opted, unanimous, we're going to Colombia. So we actually started a kind of remote culture of it's okay to travel and work. That's totally fine as long as you get your work done. I don't care. I actually lead from example. I'll spend 2 months in Europe. I'll spend some time down in Brazil. But I'm still on every call. I still get my work done. So when the whole remote thing happened, we were pretty ready for it. And it's not to say I don't miss having in-person connections. We still do our company trips, and we're still planning this year where we can go as a company on a trip. But we've been to Puerto Rico, we've been to Bahamas, we've been to Mexico, and we've been to Colombia so far. So it's for us, it's been that really sets the culture. You can really feel someone when you're in person and you actually care about what they want to do in their careers as well, and you just give them a lane. Honestly, I just try to stay out of my team's way and empower them to I always say they're the talent, and I'm just trying to unblock things in front of them.
These trips are really amazing rewards. We're able to keep them motivated and make sure that they feel respected and seen, and all of the things that you want when you're building a company culture. I think that's awesome that you're doing that.
I think a lot of it's about perspective too. I'd never been out of California. It's hard. California can be a bubble. So I grew up in San Diego. I went to school in the Bay. I never thought I'd leave California. I was a total California boy through and through. But I tore my shoulder playing volleyball in college, and I ended up studying abroad in Italy. And that's when my eyes opened, and I realized, wow, the world is not just California. There's so much more out there. I learned so much in that year abroad, in the 6 months I was abroad, that I said, I hope that everyone on my team can experience this, because it's not only just, as they should travel. When I asked my team, actually 6 of the 7 people had never been out of the country.
Wow.
It was the amount of perspective you get from traveling outside the country was so valuable for me in my personal growth that you're only as strong as your weakest link. If everyone's going and traveling, getting that perspective, they're better overall. They bring better ideas to the company. I have great ideas when I'm just, traveling. I went to Egypt last year, and some of my best ideas are from just, walking through a pyramid and figuring out, oh, there's an idea that pops in my head that I wouldn't have thought of if I was at the same exact desk in New York every day.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big believer in traveling makes you a better person.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay, so if you were to think ahead 3 to 5 years, how do you see the relationship between brands and consumers and technology evolving?
Such an interesting question. 3 to 5 years out, it's going to be marketing towards bots. So right now, everyone's trying to market towards people, and I know it's sad to say, but I'm thinking, what are we going to be doing? All these AI agents, everyone's going to have their own AI agent, like a Siri agent in your phone that knows everything about you, that makes decisions for you. And every brand is going to have a brand agent. Like when you're looking at buying a new e-bike, which I was just going through that process, they'll have an agent for each sort of e-bike company talking to your agent about, is this going to fit your style? Is it going to fit my height? Is it the comfortability I like? Based on everything they've read through with my entire phone, my whole profile, do they know? And so we'll be actually trying to market, personal AI agents as getting them interested in a product, which you're already starting to see happen a little bit. And then also, the agents themselves are going to be talking to other agents and selling for you. So, I'm not super happy about that. It's kind of just the reality of, you see today's generation of everyone having these synthetic, companionships and relationships that So many of the younger generation are having, relationships online with characters, and like character.ai, for example.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, that's the trend that's happening. And there's going through like this loneliness era for humanity. Yep. I'm very much a people person. I like to be in person. That's why I like the company trips. But I can see in the next 3 to 5 years, they're really shifting towards AI agents making a lot of the decisions for what we buy, what we wear, and what products we choose.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So let's get ready. Okay. So before we wrap, what advice would you offer to marketing leaders who are looking to future-proof their brands and careers as the landscape continues to change?
Yeah, I mean, everyone says this and it's kind of cop-out, but jump more into AI as much as you can. And we need to do this too. It's not like I'm way ahead of the game. Like, we should be focusing more and more on AI. But outside of that one, my personal is just people. There's tons of technologies, there's tons of partnerships you can work on. But the most important partnerships and things you can do for your business is look at your own team. Look at how you can motivate them, inspire them, and ultimately give the thing that they want. When someone's fulfilled and you can feel it from them, they do so much better work. And your partners can feel it, your clients can feel it. Internally, everything gets better. So we're not on this planet for a long time. Look after your team, build relationships with your team. Number one advice.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. This has been great.
Yeah, thanks for having me.